Greetings coaches, this is Kamish. This is a quick video to show you how to get the best out of the bench when picking your teams every week. So I'm going to go in and show you some cool features, and I'm going to start by going through the Super10 site and clicking on Coaches Box to show you how to get the best out of the bench. So the first thing I'm going to do is obviously sign in, and I'm going to use my Trojan team. And you can see there when I log in, it's going to show me my coaches box. And from up here is probably the best place to start. You can see that the Trojans login, I've got my 4 teams that I can control and manage from here. I'm going to stick with Trojans Choice as my team that I'm going to play with. And as you can see here, it takes me to the home screen. Now the home screen has the banter section, which most of us probably don't use. The ladder is probably the most important thing, and obviously the coaches box for team selection. So I'll show you the coaches box first. And this is defaulting for my round 1 team, and you can see, I'll just scroll up a bit so you can see a little bit better. That this is a pre-selected team. I haven't done anything to it yet. Waiting for the teams to come out before I make my full selections. But a couple of things that you're going to find really handy. And the first thing is actually using this function here. It currently defaults to sorting by name, and it will sort by first name, which isn't much help when you've got 40 players on your list. But what I want to do is go through, and I usually start from the back line when I pick my team. So I'm going to have a look at my key defenders. Now by default, I've got 4 key defenders I've got to choose from for this team. Some people have 5, some people have 6. I tend to go with 4. And you can see here that it's sorting at the moment because the season hasn't started yet. It's sorting by 2013 averages. So Alex Rance averaged 85 last year, Hurley 70, Heath Grundy 67, and Fabulous Phil Davis at 66. So this is going to help me when I'm picking my team, providing they're all playing. I'm probably going to lock in Rance and Michael Hurley. So I'm just going to click on Rance, or click on Michael Hurley here, and it's only showing the players that are available to be picked as key defenders. As we go into defenders and midfielders and forwards, you'll see that that list will become quite expansive depending on the position of the player. So here, I've locked in Hurley and Rance to my detriment with Michael Hurley, but you can see that I have the ability to do that. Next, I'm going to go have a look at my defenders. Okay, so I can see here that my best defenders are Jared McVeigh, Sam Mitchell, Bryce Gibbs, and Los Lobos Lumumba. You can see here that by average, these are the teams. These are the guys that are going to start for me. I think at the moment Jack Grimes is in there. So if I want to put Lumumba in there, you can see that only defenders or players with a defender status can be picked in this position. So I'm going to change Grimes and put in Lumumba. And I had Grimes as a midfielder, funnily enough, which obviously I don't want to do. I want to utilise him to his best potential as a defender. And now, so that's my defenders that I've picked at this stage anyway. I'm next going to go to my midfield, and you can see here a few more players in the list based on midfield eligibility. Of course, I don't use them all there. But Dane Beams is a lock for me as a midfielder. He's currently sitting on the bench there, but I want to put him in to the ruck or the rover position. Kieran Jack's another one who's got midfielder status only. He's definitely getting a Guernsey as my ruck rover. And it does sort by alphabetical order there. And my other midfielders, Jab Watson in the middle. Sorry to all those Essendon fans out there. McVeigh I'm keeping as a defender. Sam Mitchell as a defender. Hanbury's probably the next one. He's already sitting on the wing there. And then it's out of Jack Zeeble and Mitch Duncan. At this stage, I'm probably going to go Jack Zeeble, just purely based on average. Round 1, don't know much yet. And I'll probably end up going with Mitch Duncan sitting on the bench as my midfielder on the bench. Okay, next I'm going to go to my forwards. You can probably see the pattern that's starting to form here. A lot easier to compare with your players, just purely by sorting them rather than having the whole 40 listed there on your left-hand side. So Colin Sylvia, Craig Bird, Jamie Elliott, and Brandon Matera. I think I like Josh Caddy, to be honest, instead of Colin Sylvia, because I simply just don't know if he's going to be playing in the early parts of the season. So Josh Caddy, welcome aboard to the Trojans. And as a bench, I'll probably go with Ben Kennedy, given that he's playing on the Friday night, and it's a rolling lockout. So if I like his score, I can obviously put in someone that's not playing at this stage. Round one is difficult because everyone's playing, potentially, but we'll see how we go there. Next, I'm looking at my rucks. Zach Clark, Jamar, Nick Nat, Brody Grundy, so on. Nathan Vardy upgraded from the youth academy and got injured the next day, so that's always good fun. But Nick Nat's going to get my starting position at this stage. We'll see how he goes. I could start him as a bencher, but he's playing in the second week of the very last game of the round, so it's pretty hard to put him in there. So I'll definitely put him as the ruckman to start with, see how we go. And Nathan Vardy could come in very handy, actually, now that I've said that, because I could put him in if I have a ruckman on the bench that actually does quite well. Don't like Brody Grundy's chances against Sanderlands, but I will go with Mark Jamar to start with to see how he goes. That could change. Okay, last position I've got to pick is my key forwards. And Josh Kennedy definitely gets the nod. And I'm not really sport for choice here, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to go with Tyrone Vickery, which is a bit of an indictment on my team at the moment. But anyway, but pretty much as you can see there, that's a really handy way of picking your team. I'll show you some cool other features in the next video that I'm going to show you, mainly looking at these icons at the top here. But just as a starting point, team selection, using this searchable function here to search through your positions makes team selection a hell of a lot easier on Friday nights and Thursday nights. This is Kamish. Looking forward to the next podcast.